Controversial opinions coming. These flankers are better than the OG. So even if you already smell good, I can tell you how to smell even better. Hi there, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, then let me introduce myself. My name is Diana, and I am your go-to fragrance enthusiast who brings you fragrance content here on YouTube 2 times a week. Here on this channel, we talk about all fragrances. It doesn't matter if it's niche, designer, or Middle Eastern. The ultimate goal is just to smell good and feel good. So, 6 flankers that beat the original perfume, at least according to my opinion. So let's start. I will start with some designer options and let's pick maybe the most affordable one of today's selection. It is none other than Kate Spade New York versus Kate Spade New York Sparkle. So, while the original New York fragrance is a beautiful spring summer scent with a really nicely done strawberry accord, I am very much convinced that New York Sparkle has just more to offer. It has blackcurrant, rose, peony, vanilla, creme brulee, and cedar wood. And that creme brulee just makes this perfume a beautiful floral gourmand. It has that edible aspect, but without going into the gourmand category. This creme brulee just thickens the texture and sweetens up the rose and blackcurrant. The rose is a very lush and modern rose here. It is rather juicy than dry. So, in overall, I recommend the original New York if you are looking for something light and effervescent for summer, for example. But believe me, you will enjoy New York Sparkle even more, especially if you like sweet rose perfumes with a fruity accent. Another case where the flanker will easily beat the original one, Black Opium EDP against Black Opium Over Red. Honestly, here I was a little bit torn because I could have added many people's absolute favorite flanker, Black Opium Le Parfum, or even the glitter version, which I am enjoying a lot as well. But at the end, I decided for this fruity flanker because here the cherry is just seamlessly blended into the original Black Opium DNA. This cherry is ripe and ready to be picked from the tree. And to my nose, it doesn't go into that sickly sweet cough syrup kind of territory. Even though it is a cherry scent, and usually I gravitate towards cherries in the fall, I think this one can be worn in spring as well. This fruitiness really elevates the Black Opium DNA and makes it easier to wear even when it is getting a little bit warmer outside. But still, I would not wear it on a hot summer day. So if you like timeless perfumes like Black Opium, then check out Black Opium Over Red, which is better, in my opinion. Okay, so the next designer one will be controversial. But hey, hear me out. So it is going to be Alien against Alien Extraintense. But before you click away, I'm talking about the currently available versions of Alien, not the OG, if you have it. Or maybe if you are lucky enough to own Alien Essence Absolue, then just skip ahead towards the next fragrances. But if we look at the real alien-like smelling flankers, then I think the extra intense version wins. Yes, I very much enjoy alien pulp as well, but I think it is a bit too light and too marshmallow-like to my nose. When I talk about the aliens, then I expect a heavy dose of jasmine, amber, and real intensity. So the reason why I picked extra intense is because I find this version a bit sweeter and creamier than the original one. And this sweetness comes from the added tuberose, which will brighten up the jasmine a little bit, and the creamy smoothness is thanks to the Kashmirian. It just works well. So if you enjoy the original Alien DNA, but you are looking for something smoother, then get your nose onto Alien Extra Intense. Okay, so we have one more pair in the designer category and two niche picks. So let's just finish up this category and let's continue with Donna Born in Roma from Valentino and Donna Born in Roma Intense. So here we go again, many flankers of the same. And I know that my pick doesn't really match with everyone else's favorite, which is currently still, I think, the extra dose version. Purple Melancholia is also a nice one, but I think not everyone was happy with that leathery suede undertone in it. So just to be clear, I also own Donna Born Roma Extra Dose, but my favorite is still here the Intense version. So this one just has a very beautiful vanilla amber benzoin combo that makes the scent much more deep and much sexier. The vanilla here is very creamy and somehow I can even detect some fruitiness in the top. But it might be that I just imagine it and it is actually the amber and the benzoin playing with my senses. Of course, it is still a jasmine based perfume. Oh, I can't stop smelling it. But this one is much more, mature maybe, but definitely more sensual and more alluring than the original Donna Born in Roma. Okay, so let's move on to some niche picks. And I was even debating if these two perfumes should be considered as flankers. But then I came to the conclusion that I think we can agree that they are very closely related. I am talking about Erba Pura versus Erba Gold. Now, if you have been following, then you know that I eventually love the Erba Pura DNA. I have never been scared of sharper musks, and I enjoy it especially if it is paired with some fruitiness. So I'm not going to say that Erba Pura is a bad fragrance, but I recommend Erba Gold if you want to experience this DNA, but you are looking for something, more like entry level. In Erba Gold, we have the same musk, but it is significantly toned down. And the fruits are also slightly different. We have melon, apple, and pear in the mix, but to my nose, that citrusiness is the strongest. So eventually, whether you like the more tropical, fruity, and musky Erba Pura, or you like the more citrusy Erba Gold, both of them will be just great for this summer. So maybe just to add one more version to the mix, last year Coro was re-released, and I would call this one as the more powdery version of Erba Pura. Here the musk is significantly toned down, and again you will have slightly different fruits. And they added a lot of powderiness to Coro. Coro will always be a special one for me, as I started my channel with Coro's review. If you want to laugh, then go and check out that video. I feel that it is a little bit cringy, but hey, the content itself may be still useful for you if you want a review. And lastly, it would not be a niche video from me if there was no Kilian in it. First, I was debating if I should bring Good Girl Gone Bad and the extreme version, but then I remembered that I just featured it in the Peach video. So this time we will be rolling with Love Don't Be Shy and Love Don't Be Shy Extreme. And here I'm a big fan of the extreme version, of course. Both of them are that syrupy, sweet orange blossom scents with that added marshmallow, but the extreme version has that added Bulgarian rose, which makes the perfume even sweeter, deeper, and again, much more alluring. I think it is simply just a masterpiece. Also, even though the original Love Don't Be Shy has been duped like a million times, and I think this scent profile is a little bit overdone and boring, no one has duped Love Don't Be Shy Extreme, at least as far as I know. So if it counts, it is not only more sensual and sweet, but a little bit also more unique. So I guess this was it for today. Some flankers that I think you should just check out. If you like this concept, then please let me know in the comments, as I definitely have a lot of other designer releases where the flanker managed to beat the original one. Maybe I can film a part 2. Also, please do not forget to do the usual YouTube things like, share, and subscribe, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.